I'm a convicted felon, guys, with a most unflattering event 32 years ago that sent me to prison real fast. I was 17 years old, but I'm telling you now, my life, my life would indeed make a very interesting movie. You see, I went to prison for kidnapping. And I've already told you guys this in another video, but I got so many new subs that are not going to back to watch the old videos. Videos where I show pictures of my childhood, photos of me as a teenager, the different jobs I did when I got out of prison, but I was 17 years old. And I had no idea what I had gotten into. Doesn't make me innocent, but this was 32 years ago in 1990. But we'll get to that in a minute. See, I have already told you guys that I spent a lot of time in maximum security being rebellious. I wanted to read. The wardens wanted me in their factories. I love the solitude and the silence as I studied, but minimum and medium security, they're loud with inmates always playing games, talking smack, acting like they're not even in a prison. It's like an adult daycare facility. If you think I'm BSing about them watching the Days of Our Lives and As the World Turns, that's what they do in minimum and medium security prisons. I'm not making that up. Sometimes in the joint, I pack steel. I've been in riots. I've been in race riots, general skirmishes, fights. I've received 12, maybe 13 major disciplinary cases that ended up with the administration taking all my work time, all my good time, all my visitation rights, recreation privileges, basically all my rights, privileges, and immunities. I've even been to solitary confinement more times than I can count. That's where they put you when they put you. It's like a timeout. You tell your kid to go sit in the corner because he's out of control. Well, they got solitary confinement for the adults. So, I slept in the dungeon for 14 months one time in 1995 and 1994 to 1995 for 14 months. I slept on a dungeon floor. I'm not making that up. Right here in Texas. Prisoners were killing each other everywhere. Maury Povich came with a whole news crew to our prison. Back then it was called the Terror Dome. You know of it as the Terror Unit. It's in Livingston, Texas. The reputation was so bad they changed the name to Polunsky Unit and later put Death Row there. But when I was there, it was called the Terror Dome. They didn't know what to do with it, so 14 months they starved us. I'm not making none of this up. I was a skeleton. I used to eat my milk cartons, my raisin cartons. Yeah, I'm not making any of this up. FBI made the warden in Texas Department of Criminal Justice to feed us hot meals and let us have commissary again. I've been through it, guys. I don't need any sympathy from anybody. I put myself there. I'm just telling you, man. It has everything to do with my informed field, the very individual that I am today. So it's I don't know why I'm sharing this thing. I committed felonies in prison. I even had to go to court and get more time while I was in prison. So for years, I acquired knowledge as I read and absorbed everything, taking prolific notes. I searched even the appendixes and basically whole bibliographies, addendums to books to find everything the authors had hidden. I wanted to know. You couldn't keep anything from me. I was absorbing everything. Through this darkness, I emerged both physically and mentally powerful, and within the walls of the prison, man, this opened doors for me. It allowed me to acquire more books, more knowledge. I don't know. I attracted more acquaintances. People out there in the free world were taking an interest in the things that I was writing. As the years passed, my tattoos multiplied to cover my entire body. From my neck to my feet, all the way down. I've always been very cautious never to put them on my neck and my face or on my hands. If I can wear a dress shirt and you would never know I had tattoos. I began to mature, to grow, to understand that intellect is basically insufficient. I don't know, as something else was guiding and protecting and illuminating me on my way. There's no doubt. The more spiritual I became in these cell blocks of horror, the more I distanced myself from the religious poisoning that molded my earlier studies. But this was the great benefit that emerged from great darkness. Make no mistake, I was a criminal. 32 years ago, I was a 17-year-old miscreant. I had been involved in 2 high-speed car chases with Tarrant County Police around Fort Worth, Texas. Another 17-year-old named Joey in, what's the name of that place? Euless, Texas. Not too many of you know about Euless, Texas. He taught me how to steal GM motor cars with a flathead screwdriver through the tilt box. Yeah, I learned all that stuff. Going through the side of the tilt box, open up, break the housing on. They don't make them like this anymore, so I'm not afraid of telling you. But back then, you took the flathead screwdriver, broke the housing on the tilt box, shoved it in there. There's a little gear in there on the ignition with teeth, but you can't pull it back until you bend the stainless steel steering column lock. You got to get under it just right, pull down, break that lock out the way, then put the flathead in the teeth, pull back once, and all the lights come on. Pull back a little bit harder, and the vehicle turns on. And when he told me this, and I started experimenting, I got kind of happy with it, and I stole a lot of cars. And if I stole your car, I'm sorry. This is a long time ago. This is the 80s. So anyway, I may not look it, guys, but I am 49 years old. And it's just prison preserves. There's no doubt prison preserves you. I stole a Ford Ranchero, and I ditched it as a police cruiser tried to pull me over. But on foot, I ran through a neighborhood jumping fences as 6 or 7 police cruisers were all trying to catch me. I'm talking about they're going street to street. Some of them were on foot and all that. And then a helicopter started pursuing, and I was in North Richland Hills by the time that I ditched the Ranchero. The Ranchero was fast. I ditched that Ranchero, and I ran on foot. When I was running on foot, I came to a place called Bell Helicopter. At Bell Helicopter, I jumped the fence and I left my jacket on a triple barbed wire. I ran across. This is a true story, guys. I ran across, and the helicopter and all the police cars were still looking in the trees in the neighborhood behind me. I'm running for dear life, and I hear something coming up. This is crazy. But I hear something coming up behind me, and I'm running for dear life. And this guy on a golf cart in a blue shirt and a little old tin badge or whatever, he's trying to catch me on a golf. He's just Bell security. He's just Bell Helicopter security on an old primitive golf cart. So I run even faster, get to the other fence, and I cut myself real bad with barbed wire. I still got the scar. I'm going over the fence, but I got away from this big fat guy on a golf course, just like the movies. He was in a golf cart. He wasn't going to get out that golf cart. He was just making a showing. But there was a train on the other side. And I jumped on the train just like the movies. And when I jumped up, it nearly ripped my arms off my body. And I got a bruise on the front of my body from the whiplash because my whole body slammed into the side of that train, knocked the breath out of me. But I held on for dear life, and I ended up in Haltom City by the time the train slowed enough for me to get off of it. But yeah, that's true story, guys. That really happened. So, I mean, weeks later, I was sent to jail. It doesn't matter. All that running didn't do me any good. Weeks later, I was sent to juvenile hall, and I was afforded the opportunity to go home. Now, many of you know my story. You know, at 15 years old, I left home, Southern Baptist raised Puritan. My mother was a church administrator. I wasn't going back in that environment. So that's what I told the judge. I was offered to go home after 3 days in juvenile. I refused. So the judge sent me 30 days state school. This is kids' prison. I hadn't committed any felonies really, but they knew that I had an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. But they sent me to kids' prison, and but I was a rebellious soul too. So Gainesville State School just had a new security fence installed, and a large group of witnesses like prison guards, families, a whole bunch of inmates that were there too. They were all watching this guy dressed as a Green Beret try to climb the chain link fence and get to the mesh, and he can't get his fingers in the mesh, and he makes a real big deal about it because the fence is curved, and he's trying to get up this way, and he falls down like 3 times, and he turns around and tells the warden it's impossible. I can't climb this fence. With all my military training, I should be able to get over this fence. Everybody claps. I'm watching this Barnum and Bailey circus show, and like, wow, really? That's amazing. I'm not amazed that he couldn't get over the fence. I'm amazed that all these people are just, I don't know, man. I've never fit in. I've never gone with the collective, ever. Never. 3 weeks later, I escaped. I escaped Gainesville State School. It has haunted me my whole life. It was one of the things that came up in court after my kidnapping. Yeah, it's the reason why I spent so much time in maximum security. State of Texas on file couldn't trust me. I was a runner. So yeah, it affected me. The escape modifier on my file, well, it was over with. I never could get a good job or anything like that. So Anyway, having said all that, I trekked through the woods of Texas for 2 days while father and son teams and pickup trucks with shotguns, 410s, 30-30s, whatever, man, 9mm are all through the forest for 2 days trying to hunt me down. They were trying to kill me. They weren't fixing trying to take me in. Not an escaped fugitive. They're going to shoot. Here in Texas, a shoot. That's all they're going to do. I got away, though. It's a crazy story. Maybe that's another video sometime. But I guess a woman picked me up, and I ended up staying with her for a long time. But yeah, crazy story. Months later, after working more odd jobs, I ran into Joey again. Remember, Joey's the guy that I was stealing cars with. I was 16. Then I was 17. Well, I run into Joey again. While after state school, I'm 17 now. Just turned 17. So, I had just learned about the location of my mom. I had never met her, and this is my biological mother. I was adopted at 5. Joey went with me to Houston, and I met my mom. We stayed there for 2 days with my biological mother. I got to know her a little bit. We were just two 17-year-olds doing some dumb shit. We were using a .22 pistol, and we were shooting smiley faces and stop signs all over Houston. Dumb shit. But that's my background. That's what we did. After I met my mother, we got told we wanted to go back to Haltom City, but we never put oil or fluids in the cars we stole. So we needed another car. And this is where everything happened for me in a flash. I'm not, like I'm saying, I'm no victim here. I put myself in prison. I often wonder if every bit of it was scripted, like some of you have thought in the emails. But the series of events that happened so fast just had me reeling hours later when I was at the police station. I already told you guys in another video, I'm probably not a very good kidnapper. I mean, I took the victim straight to the police. So, because I didn't sign up for that, but it doesn't even matter. We'll get to it in a minute. We stole a Lexus, but we also took the girl who was in it. Well, she wasn't in it at the time. She was in the parking lot. And Joey pulled out the pistol and demanded her keys, took her keys. She was 19. We were 17. She was not going to be separated from her dad's Lexus, and we promised to give it back, but we had no intention on giving that Lexus back. We were probably going to leave her in a gas station. Now, in Texas, once you're 17, you're an adult. But I'm going to tell you now, things went real fast, and I was driving, and they were in the back seat, and before I knew it, she had her clothes off, and it wasn't willful. John did that 100%. So, .22 pistol made it aggravated. So now we're looking at all kinds of trumped up charges. It's no longer unlawful use of a motor vehicle. This got serious really, really fast. Removing the clothes all automatically became sexual assault. Kidnapping charges would see a person in prison for a very long time. Illegal possession of a firearm, the use of a firearm in the commission of a felony automatically made it aggravated. In less than 4 or 5 minutes. My whole life was scripted right then and there, just like that. So, like I said, though, I'm not innocent. I put myself 100% into this position. But I didn't have to get in the car. I didn't have to drive. So, as we drove, it got really dark. I don't mean outside. I mean, I never saw the side of Joey that came out in that car talking about with me openly in front of this terrified 19-year-old that he can't have no witnesses. He can't have no witness and all that. To make a long story short, I just paraphrase real quick. I made him go get us some rotisserie hot dogs. I didn't make him. I just told him, hey man, go get us some of those hot dogs, man. We all want to eat. We were on our way to Dallas Fort Worth. We had just made it to a place about an hour north of Huntsville, and he wanted to kill her. And I basically stopped that, but he wasn't happy with it, and I knew that he was going to probably have his way. He still had the pistol on him, so I had him go get us some rotisserie hot dogs and some Cokes. I said, hey man, let's at least get something to eat, man. We got a long drive to Haltom City. I had no intention of letting John getting back in that car. Anyway, we made it back to Haltom City, but without John. I left him in there. We went to the only police station that I knew the location of at that time. Went in there, told them the full story. And in Texas, I guess it's the wrong thing to do. I wrote a full statement against myself and everything that happened, thinking that it was going to make a difference. because I didn't sign up for this, so I didn't mind signing my John Doe to a full confession. So anyway, that's the story. That's what happened, and it shocks me how fast these events had developed. It's unusual. So working with Mark Vincent, the prosecutor, and I can't say her name. But her family spoke so highly of me and all that. I didn't get near the sentence and time John got. I was supposed to get out of prison by the time I was 24 years old, but it has nothing to do with John. It has nothing to do with anything other than my own hard-headed stupidity. Because once I was in prison, I started making my own way. I started doing really dumb shit. So I started doing things to secure my lengthened confinement. I did it to myself. There's no doubt. So while this was 32 years ago, some people still take offense, and I get that, man. I do. But I'm not going to cease my message because someone now has a reason to hate the messenger. Do you see how weird that is? There's no way. So, I mean, I get emails from time to time of people that are triggered. I can't believe you did this. Can't believe you did that. And, they're reaching back 32 years to an incident when I was 17 years old. And now they're dismissing all the Archaix data based off something I personally involved in. And that, to me, is very unusual. That it shows me the architecture of their personality. There's no problem with me. The problem is with them. And I don't know. I just went on a rant. I'm sorry. But I don't know, man. It's a weird life, man. But over and over through my presentations, I have promised to reveal more and more about certain topics. And I always do. I always deliver. I had promised to reveal more about myself, and I've done personal videos showing my childhood, my work, all kinds of things, my personal philosophies. I've always done that. And in this video, I've revealed even more. But I'm now preparing some epic presentations, but likewise believe that not everybody is ready. They're just not ready, nor is everybody worthy. When people judge a book by its cover and not the contents, they aren't spiritually nor intellectually prepared to move forward. I mean, if you don't like my message because you disagree with elements of my past, I mean, that made me who I am, that's a real dark aspect of your personality. So basically, here's how, let's sum it up like this. This means that you believe that I'm the same person today that I was 32 years ago as a 17-year-old. And this is ridiculous because you would never, ever claim the same about yourself. I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking about a few of the people that have sent me emails, left some stupid comments on my channel, all that. So, but I'm telling you all these things, getting very personal with you. Because it's true. There is no way that anybody with my history could then say, I'm a Mason. I mean, really? I would not be allowed into the Masonic fraternity. I'm a gatekeeper. No agent of the Mossad or the deep state could have my past. Hell. One guy on YouTube is claiming I'm controlled opposition. I don't know how he gets that. I do not know how he gets that. That just really shocks me. But I don't know. It's just my rant is over with because I'm living a normal life today. I got my voting rights restored. I'm soon to be a property owner. Y'all seen my van. I'm proud of it. I got a beautiful motorcycle, the studio. People are sending me some fantastic, very old books, and I will be sharing them with you on videos. So everything's good. My rights, privileges, and immunities have been restored. But I don't know. I get emails all the time from people. I really shouldn't read them all. I've made a lot of friends, received donations, and several times I've met Archaix subs at Starbucks, at Chili's, went to restaurants with a few. David, I know you're listening to me from Montana Badlands. My family, my friends, I don't know, my publisher, my close neighbors, my girlfriends, since I've been out of prison these 6 years, everybody knows my past and my history. My listeners are owed that too. Many of you become a new family, not bound by blood or pedigree, race or superstition, but by the invisible cords that connect errants everywhere. We all have demons trying to chain us to the past. I'm not the only one, so I don't need to waste any more time in this live presentation with this type of rant. I just wanted to get these things off my chest because I'm always telling you guys, you got to break free or die trying. So I live by example. There is nothing in my past I'm going to allow to impede my future. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So when you come to my channel and you get triggered over different stuff, you know, you might want to think before you say things and before you get blocked, because I will block user. There's no doubt about it. I got some pretty good moderators too that will do the same. But I've been talking for so long, I better do another audio check. Let me look at this chat.